Yeah.
Good gaming, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nadu, and today we're gonna watch some new play cEDH. Actually, it's gonna be a special today because we've got gonna have a don't pay attention to the screen. Edric, Sisay, Nadu, and Magda. Um, we have two super quick game. So we're gonna see the first one, and we're gonna have a bonus round at the near the end of the video. It's a 5 minute game, something like that. So it was too short to make a single video, and I didn't want to put it at the front. So we will go with a detective. So we're gonna start top left with Nadu. Nadu is gonna play a 2 low cost artifact. It's gonna be Shuko and Umbral Mental. So what Nadu does is each creature's once they are targeted, you flip your top card. If it's a land, you put it into play. If it's a untapped, and if it's a non-land, you put it into your hand. So the name of the game is just doing conveyor belt, trying to do as much Shuko flip as possible. Then top right, we've got Nadu. We've got Magda. Magda, of course, is my pet deck. She plans on staxing a little bit the game to get some treasures. Then we'll try to get a clock and a roaming throne in play, or an artifact dwarf to tap the two, untap the artifact dwarf, tap a treasure, and the artifact dwarf to make another treasure. And she will usually kill with a bolt spell and a pinnacle monk to get back the burn spell into her hand. Special weird deck Edric, Spy Master something. He is looking to have a bunch of evasive creatures so that he can attack and then draw a bunch of cards. And of course, Simic, once you draw a bunch of cards, you will be able to cast a Toracle. We did not see any win attempt in the 4 games we played without players, so I could not. And even online, I tried to get some Edric lists, and they were a little bit non-deterministic, way more deterministic than Nadu, but it was still a word list. And bottom left, we're gonna have Captain Sisay. No, sorry, Sisay Weatherlight Captain. It is a big difference between Captain and Weatherlight Captain. 5-color good stuff. She is the new 5-color commander, beating up Kenrit, and which was the other one? I don't remember. Anyway, it's now Kinnan, Sisay. No, sorry, Blue Farm, Kinnan, Sisay, Atraxa, and the most played deck. Sisay, 5-color good stuff. Of course, she has the combos, but she is also a tutor on the command zone. Super powerful, tiny bit technical on the side, but it is a super cool deck to play. So all of our players did their mulligan. There were no special pregame. Edric starting on turn 1 with a Mystic Remora. Plays a Chromox, pitching a Spectral Sailor. Sol Ring. It's a good start. First player, first position, Mystic Remora. Hoping people will not feed him. Petal, of course he could not play for it, but he'll play Petal into High Noon, which is the new rule of law effect that you can sacrifice at some point and paying for 5. Nadu plays a Delighted Elfling. Magda will go into a Barbering Dwarven Grunt. Not necessarily pertinent, but Mountain Walk is cool. Fairy Miscreant. So Fairy Miscreant is good if you've got a second copy that enters the board. 2 for a Nafeto Alchemist. So this is a combo piece with Nadu. Magda. Before gets an Edric. So Edric, if a creature deals combat damage, so Sisay plays a Faber Welder. Great, uncontrollable bird. I do not know why they made him a 3/4. That will always be a crazy question. So, Affetto, he taps to try to untap Affetto. Since he targets Affetto, you actually make a flip. Then you untap Affetto, you can retap Affetto to untap Affetto, you target one of the creatures, you get to flip Nadu. So he did that twice at the end of his turn. He does it twice on my upkeep. He will do it twice on Edric's split turn, and he will do it twice again on Sisay's turn. So you will see 8 different cards with that goddamn Affetto Alchemist. Sure, super good card. What can we say? Magda will play Magda 2.0. Druid Repository, so whenever a creature attacks, put a counter on that. You can remove a counter to make a mana of something. He attacks, then you see Affetto, Sky Seeker, and I was sure I had put Archwitch Charm. I was sure I put the card up for some reason. Let's see, Helvish Herder. My apologies, I did some rough cut. Before the draw, he does this to Affetto, Kitten, and I forgot about which one it is. Invasion of Ikoria. Sure. Tries to cast Sisay. He's like saying, whoa, 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 Sisay. Yeah, sure. So Force of Vigor. Force of Vigor will target Idun and Druid's Repository. Edric players is looking to doing some shenanigans, but I caught them because it's 5 minutes of doing nothing. 2. My apologies. So we go to Nadu's turn. He plays Metacrypt. Drops Shuko, of course. I believe he has 1 floating. With the floating and 2 lands, he'll play Springleaf Lentuko. So whenever he flips a land, he'll make an insect that he will be able to Shuko with. So the conveyor is you put Shuko somewhere, and we're passing 5 minutes in a few seconds. You put Shuko, and then you move on the left. You've got the creatures that you haven't used Shuko. On the right, you've got the creatures you use Shuko, and you move it over Shuko and then do some flip. We scooped there. Because that's it. He just did all of his loop, and then at the end of his loop, he just flickered Nadu, and then he can redo his loop again. So, non-deterministic win takes forever, boring to wait for, and like I was saying, let's go to game 2 with Magda starting. Plays a mountain, Springleaf Drum, Clunkar. Best vehicle ever, Clunkar. So, Mox Diamond. Pitching a Forest, 2 for an Arcane Signet into a Evasive Ninjutsu. 2000 face shadow. 1000-faced. Sorry. Sisay plays a land. Nadu passes to Nadu. Nadu plays a crypt. Chromux. I think he has a homeward path as a land for turn. So he's kinda mana screwed. Plays Magda. Passes to Edric. I will do a poll trying to know what you guys prefer, Fairy Miscreant. Do you enjoy more downtime where I ramble for no reason? Or do you really want me to cut down only to the dark side? Only to whenever there is action in the game. I see that most of them are only watching like half of the time, skipping over most of the stuff. Dark side for 6, which is pretty interesting. So I'll make a poll, let me know what you want. Ristic Study for 3. Takes the other 3 treasures and will cast a Sisay. Faber Welder. Okay. Taps for mana for is the number of colors. Nadu throws Umbral Mantle, which is ouch. Magda plays her own dark side. So at this point, I made a mistake. He asked me, do I pay for Ristic? And I said yes, and I took my treasure. I could have just taken Springleaf and Magda to make 1 treasure, and I'll be up 2. Activate Magda. I will go fetch a Roaming Throne. With said Roaming Throne, I will name dwarves. Then I'll be able to... so every time a dwarf triggers, I'll be able to make 2 treasures with Magda. I'll take Magda. It's not what I did. So I took Magda and Roaming Throne to crew the Clonkar. Then I go with Magda, get Clock of Omen. Then I use Clock. So I'm going way too fast on the cards. I'm taking Clock and a Clonkar. Tap these 2 to untap the Roaming Throne. Then I'm going to take the Roaming Throne and a treasure to tap them to untap the Roaming Throne. Every time I do that, I make 2 treasure from tapping the Roaming Throne, so I am mana positive. After that, I go get Goblin Welder, Ariad's Tempting Apple, and I loop that to kill everyone. If you learned something, thank you for watching. Leave a comment below. Don't forget, please like and subscribe. 250% came in last week. I'll see you next game.